My name is Dr. Yuxiang Ye from School of Economics and Finance from the Wits University. In this video, I would like to talk about one of my research topics, which is energy poverty. And more specifically, I would like to focus on energy poverty in developing countries. So I would like to start from the definition from developed countries. So for developed countries, mostly the energy poverty could refer to heavy financial burden incurred to meet the basic energy services. And for example, this could be the case that you can't keep your home, the temperature in your home at a reasonable level. So such that the temperature could be too cold in the winter or too hot in the summer. And it's not only about discomfort, but also it will come with the potential health consequences. But because our focus is on developing countries, and when we talk about energy poverty in developing countries, the case could be much more complicated. So the first thing in our mind could be that some of the households lack of access to electricity. And if we focus on South Africa, the case is even more complicated because we already achieved more than 90% of households with connection to the national grid, according to the latest National General Household Survey in 2024. But if you have the access to electricity, if the connection is available, you could still have some concerns. One is that you could be unable to afford the expenses on your electricity consumption. So this case will result in that household will find alternative energy sources, like the traditional one, like firewood, and this will be related to very poor indoor air quality, and it's also related to the spending lots of time to collect the wood to meet the daily usage. And another issue together with the connection is that your electricity connection could be unreliable. So that's what we have been experiencing in South Africa. We have scheduled load shedding. We also have many unexpected electricity interruptions. In addition, energy poverty could also be bundled with the infrastructure issues. For example, your house is too old, so it's not well insulated. So in this case, you might need to consume more electricity than the other household. So with all this information together, energy poverty can be defined from different aspects, including financial, electricity access, or infrastructure, or even more. You might think, what are the factors to drive energy poverty issue? So there are a number of factors. One is the first one we already know in South Africa. That's the rapid increase of electricity price. We are carrying more about our electricity bill than before. That's because of the increase of electricity price. But I would like to highlight another factor, which is tariff reform. So in South Africa, from 15 years ago, we started inclined block tariff structure for domestic department, and that means if you use electricity if your usage of electricity is more than certain threshold, you have to pay higher price for that actual amount of electricity you used. The purpose of the inclined blocked tariff is to promote energy conservation, but while it also wants to ensure affordability for lower usage households. For South Africa, the case could be slightly different, because we have in South Africa, normally we could have big families, and these families, they have multiple generations live together. and these households they could use large amount of electricity, but they don't have to be wealthy. And another case is in rural areas. We also have a number of households. They are sharing one prepaid meter. So that means for that one prepaid meter, the electricity usage amount, the monthly electricity usage amount could be large. But these households, they are not wealthy households. So that's another factor that tariff reform could be a factor to impact, to drive energy poverty issue. And another factor is energy transition. So we are in the energy transition period. We want to use renewables. But during this energy transition process, the electricity price could be going up for some period, and households could be suffering for this increase of the electricity price. Another one more factor is we are also know that, which is climate change. So climate change, due to the climate change, in extreme weather, it's the temperature is too high or too low. In this case, the household will have to use more electricity than normal. So which means you have to pay more for your electricity usage just because of the temperature change, because of the climate change. Then the next question could be, how can we measure energy poverty? So such that we can identify energy poor households, and then we can have some policy interventions to mitigate energy poverty. In terms of energy poverty measurement, there are a number of methods, and one of that, based on the definition, one of that is from the financial point of view. That's if you spend more than 10% of your income on your energy bill, on your electricity bill, you can be classified as energy poor. So that's one way to identify energy poverty, to identify energy poor household. And another method is based on household basic energy needs. And household basic energy needs could include your energy need for daily cooking, water heating, space cooling, or lighting, or the other energy services you want to enjoy through the home appliances. And for this method, both expenditure-based or engineering-based methods can be used to estimate basic energy need. But both of the expenditure-based or engineering-based methods, they will require detailed data for such purpose, such that we can have a better estimation of individual energy need. And another method is a subjective method, so which is also very popular in recent years. And this type of method is based on perceptions, based on self-reported data. So which means the individuals will be asked questions, and the individual will answer the question based on your own perception. So given all these methods to measure energy poverty, we can see that energy poverty is a multidimensional issue. So that's why the multidimensional method is also a very popular one, and it's widely used in the literature during the past few years, because you can construct a multidimensional energy poverty index by incorporating a number of dimensions in your index, and this way the dimension will can be depend on local situation, and you can also construct the multidimensional energy poverty index based for your own purpose. From the academic point of view and the publication point of view, I think energy poverty is a difficult topic to study. And this comes for a number of reasons. But one important reason in my mind is that we lack of high frequency electricity consumption data, especially in developing countries and in South Africa. Because with this type of data, we can track the energy poverty situation for the same individual over time. And we can also use this type of data together with household survey data, such that we can identify which factors are the key drivers for energy poverty issue, such that we can provide policy implications which can assist with the implementation of the free basic electricity policy in South Africa.